Hi, welcome to my sewing journey. This week I've been working on a belt bag. These are great for if you just want to run down and get the mail and you don't want to get locked out. So you can put your keys in there, some hand sanitizer. If you're going to use it to go to the library or walk a pet or go to the laundromat, these are a little great handy item to have. And they're very easy to make even if you are a beginner. The first thing you want to do is to determine how long you want your bag to hang down and how wide you want it. Now I chose 7 inches at the deepest point, and as you know, I like to do everything on the fold. So I started out by measuring off 7 inches, and then I went out to about 5.5 inches, and then I angled it going down to 5 3/4, then back down to 5.5, then 5, then 4.5, then 4, then 3.5, 3 1/4, then 2, and you get the idea of how it's going down, and it went all the way down to 1.5 inches. Next I decided to give my bag a bottom to make it easier to put things in and out of. So I just kind of lined that right up, and I just made what I thought I eyeballed that, to be honest. So I just kind of made what I thought would work. And then I decided I wanted a pocket in the front. So I decided about 3 1/4 would be good for a pocket by 3.5. So 3.5 this way, 3 1/4 this way. And you get the picture as it goes down to 2 inches. Next, what I did was I took a piece of fabric, again, eyeballed that, about 1.5 inches to put around it. So when I put stuff in this pocket, it doesn't fight with the pocket. It can actually fit down in there. So I put that on there. And then I made lining fabrics for each piece. You don't have to do a lining fabric. When you do a lining fabric, you're just doing the same pattern over, and then you're sticking it in there and you're sewing the lining to it. But that is something you do not have to do if you do not wish to do. Then I sewed the pocket onto the front of the bag. After sewing the pocket onto the front of the bag, I took that bottom little piece, sewed that onto the front of the bag. Then I sewed right side facing together. I stopped at the sides as I wanted to have, I ran out of jean fabric. I made a pair of jeans and this was the leftover fabric from it. I wanted to have my starter to the waistband piece. So I wanted that to look like the same fabric, although this was all I had left of the fabric. So I made myself a little tab there. And I sewed that in onto the sides. On this side, I used I don't know if it's going to, I can't really, yeah. Sorry about the bad camera angles here. Maybe pull it up here, there, you can see it now. I used a parachute clip. And I put elastic onto one side and sewed that. Now, when you're sewing these tabs in, you got to make sure they got to face in this way, because remember, it's right sides facing together, so that when you take your bag out, that it will be here and not on the inside of the bag. Then next, after sewing that in, I sewed my lining fabric in, and then I used Velcro for each of the closures on the bag. Now, I did put a pocket on the inside, which if you're going to do that, I recommend doing it before you sew the entire bag together. You can do it afterwards if you change your mind, but it's a lot more difficult. But it's just a rectangle, and that's just to put the cell phone in. All in all, it was a fun project. I hope you like this idea. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for viewing, and happy sewing.